Hi everyone. Whoops, hold on. People are in the wrong place. Fix that. Hi everybody. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome to the channel. Tonight it is a song of Agapia's Fortune, our high-level D&D campaign. If you have never been here before, welcome. And if you have been here before, welcome to you as well. We appreciate each and every one of you. Tonight is episode 10. There are 12 episodes left in this. There are 12 episodes total in this season. There are a total of 3, counting tonight, episodes left in this season. How will my players deal with the things that they're trying to deal with? We'll find out. But we should go around, let my wonderful players introduce themselves, say who they are, who they're playing, and if their character knows what they're fighting in this current moment. And I think we should start with Lynn. Hey Lynn, how are you? How's life going for you?
I'm doing good. Back in continuing this fight with this here winged beast, winged flying serpent thing. We don't know what it is. Could be a dragon, couldn't. But hey, I'm Lynn, she they, and tonight I am playing Fiorel Barrel Ember Glamabard. She her, and I don't you know what? I'm pretty sure depictions of dragons vary quite a bit. You can't call everything that's like scaly, reptilian and flying a dragon. I mean, it hasn't it could be, but there's room to.
There's room for debate, particularly because you can see through this one.
Mhm.
Um, and let's jump over to Chris. Hey Chris, how are you doing tonight? Welcome in.
Hello, hello, hey everyone. Chris Geary here. I am playing Habieth, the Begarale, priest of Vestru, the god of death. And as far as Habieth is concerned, it's undead, and that's all that matters. So, death to the undead, and we'll deal with the rest of it later.
I mean, that's entirely acceptable. I appreciate that position. It makes sense to me. Um, excuse me. Excuse me. Um, and then oops, I should do this. Uh, next up, PB, how are you? How's life going for you?
Hi, it's going great. I am mad excited. Today I'm playing Tibian Van Tuinen, who is a halfling monk, and she is so hyped to be fighting a giant ghost bird. Um, that is very, even though it's like a little scary, mostly because of the height thing and the fact that there's a bunch of people getting knocked around. She's mostly excited about the prospect of talking about fighting a giant ghost bird. She thought really the lich was going to be the coolest thing she encountered tonight or on this day. But it's going to be hard to beat ghost bird.
Okay. Okay. Ghostbird it is. And then last but never least on this channel, hey Pope, how are you? How's life going for you tonight?
Hey everybody, Pope here, Pope Robo on Twitter, Pope Robo on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams. It's great to be back with the Agapia crew playing Bandits today. Both of us use he, him pronouns. And it isn't Soth, but it is Soth's Agapian cousin. As we have a Death Knight and Ghost Bird, Spectral Dragon, half dozen of one, 2 dozen of the other. Um, these are clear and present dangers that need to be cleared.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Well then, I feel that it is my place to say welcome everybody. When we last left off last week, the wonderful players and their the individuals they had recruited to deal with their lich problem in Noviger, along the border with the Empire of Varum, had made their way up the mountain, found a tunnel into some ruins that predated the Sundering, the event which caused the destruction of the eastern continent, and therefore the mass of migration of the population. So you have this tunnel. It was almost what we could call prehistoric technology in the literal definition of the term. You proceeded through the tunnel along with your fine companions, and then, as you came to a bridge that had been broken, the center port, your attempts to repair said bridge were eventually to be stymied by this appearance of this large spectral being on wings spanning 100 feet in width, in wingspan, and from nose to tail. A large creature that breathed some sort of spectral lightning into your group of followers. Also being ridden by a knight of some sort, as he had dismounted, and those who were there afterwards could see that he was perhaps, well, the armor was present, and there was some kind of spectral ghostly glow within. And you attempted to do some work on this being. You did some damage to it, and it did some damage to you. And that's where we left off. And after a full round, the large spectral dragon had landed on the ground and was attempting to get up close and personal with Shield Lord Adama, the third member of the ruling triumvirate, one of the spouses of the king of Walaba, and Viral the Protector, one of the excuse me, Durakan orcs, known for being a very successful bard. And I believe we're now at the top of the round. Currently, the bridge is still out. On the near side, at this small cliff area, you have your human fighters, your orc bards, and your clerics, all of whom are now no longer frightened of this creature. Currently. You have Shield Lord Adama, Viral himself, the player characters, the spectral, ghostly form of what could be possibly considered a dragon, but as everyone knows, no one has seen a dragon since the Sundering, when evil mages used them to destroy an entire continent. So, my dear players, as we begin this moment, I believe it's Theo's turn.
All right. Theo, still floating at the dragon's, about the dragon's height, will reach her hand out to it. I'm not impressed by your master there, so wouldn't you rather listen to me and halt? And I'm casting command on it.
You're casting command?
Yes, wisdom save.
Cool. Just checking a thing first. Cool. All right. It is a wisdom save, correct?
Yes.
All right.
And
The dragon makes a wisdom save.
20.
$17. $17 does not succeed.
No.
So we'll stop. For the moment. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn, Theo?
If you look at the rider, it's like, well, you might have to find another way out of here if you survive this. Vicious Mockery. Has to also make a wisdom save.
Oh, he has to make a wisdom save?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. $25.
Makes it, okay. Nothing happens. That's pretty easy then.
Yeah, he kind of, you can feel the sensation as if they are raising an eyebrow at you, but he has they have a full helm on, so.
I mean, yeah, you can kind of get that body language a little bit.
Yeah, it's that Mandalorian body language in a full helm.
Yes. That's it for me.
Tibian.
Can I attack the bird, or will that break your thing, Theo?
You don't
Nope,
know.
I don't think so.
You can find out on your. You can roll an Arcana to find out.
Sure. 6.
You're not sure.
Oh, let me move the turn order so I could see the rest of the map. Coincidentally, it was literally placed just on top of everyone.
Oh,
over there.
I'm sorry. I'm
was
sorry.
funny.
I'm sorry for you, Theo. However,
Mm-hmm.
the spell does not actually have an effect.
Is it because it's a charm?
No. Well, yes, A, but also B because it's undead.
Ah. It's not a charm spell though.
No, but it's a charm effect, and it's undead. And according to the rules of command has no effect on undead.
Ah.
So I was going to tell you in a second that it has no effect. It can't be charmed. It cannot suffer the charmed condition.
But command isn't a charmed condition though.
Yeah, but then I looked at the actual spell, and the spell doesn't affect undead. Because it
was in the small print, fine print
shit,
at the end.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was checking to see if the attack would have caused damage, and it happened to say the spell has no effect on undead if the target is undead.
Okay, yeah, no
if it
problem.
doesn't understand a language, or if the command is directly harmful to it. Unfortunately,
Darn you,
this
fine print, you get us again.
yeah, I will let you have a second turn because you would have known that this creature is undead.
Okay.
But we'll let PB finish her turn, and then we'll go back because it doesn't.
Okay. That's so funny that that's just a caveat of that spell.
Yeah,
so specific.
it's-
I am gonna attack it with Riptide for 20. I want, before I do the nat 20 stuff, question for you, because I'm gonna stunning strike it, but because it's a natural 20, it's the cold damage or whatever, but although I doubt an undead takes cold damage, but it still has the disadvantage on dex, strength, and int something saves. I'm
Yeah,
assuming?
it will have all of those damages.
general?
It will have you know because it's undead, and you can see through it, right? Like it's on the ground now. You can see through it. It looks ghostly. If you've ever seen like the Ghostbusters movie, the Reverse 2, and you see Slimer appear throughout the wall, that's the level of like you can see it's kind of holding itself in a shape, but you could theoretically,
Yeah.
you think you could put your hand through it and like not just touch it but like go through it kind of thing. So you know that it would have immunity to cold damage.
But would it still have the disadvantage to the rest of it, or
Yeah,
is
it would,
that
all
conditional
the other
to the cold damage?
all of the other effects would still go into a place. It's just the cold damage that
Okay.
has immunity.
So second question. Do they happen simultaneously if I try Stunning Strike, or can I do Stunning Strike and it'll have disadvantage here?
Well, I can tell you right now, it would
fine
have
either way.
it would have disadvantage on the Stunning Strike. It wouldn't have the, you couldn't, because the one happened before the other, right? Like,
Yeah.
and you
Okay.
would know because you did. I'm going to tell you this because you did it last time, and attempted this last time. You know that this creature is immune to paralyzed.
Is stun the same thing as paralyzed
Yes.
in this game?
Yes. Mechanically speaking,
Okay.
it's stunning, and you attempted it last time. That's why I'm reminding you.
Okay.
You attempted
cool.
it last session. That's why I'm reminding you.
Okay. Then, all right. So it'll be 10 on that one.
10. And then,
I will.
Yep.
Then I shall attack it again with Riptide. Do I get anything if I get a thing?
It still will
No,
suffer
I
the
can't do that
penalties to
either.
those saves, but it's not going to be. It's immune to the condition.
Yeah. I was just saying if I got anything else from it. I don't. Gonna hit it again with Riptide for 14.
Yes.
And then I'll use a key point to do Flurry of Blows.
Go right ahead.
Where is it? There it is. I should really just recall this Flurry of Blows. I'm never just gonna hit something. That's
Yes,
one
the 26 will hit.
for 12,
Yep. Yep.
and then another one for 13.
Yep. And don't you get 3?
Oh, you're right.
And then another crit.
Another nat 20. For 15.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
Cool. You're doing a lot of. You're doing damage. Not necessarily as much as you expect, but you are doing damage.
All right. That'll be me.
Okay, that'll be you. That leads us to the creature and the spectral knight's turn. So first things first, does my large flying pet get its breath back? No. So it will attempt to, well, you attempted to hit it, so it will attempt to claw you twice and then bite at Adama, because Adama was the last one that it attempted to bite. And was holding it in its mouth, I believe, at last turn. So first up, the 2 claw attacks, a 28 and a 25 on you, Tibian.
Those both hit.
Alright.
Ow.
Well, no, it should not have done that, sorry. Why did it roll the... Don't worry about that. I need the damage.
That was damage.
Yeah, that is a damage.
Oh, that is damage? Why did it
Yeah,
roll...
14.
Oh,
roll double eight.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Sorry, I
I
thought
rolled max
so
damage. and
rolled
minimum
max damage. Yeah. Oh, I was misreading it. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tibian. So a 13 and a 21, and necrotic damage, by the way.
Okay.
And then he's going to bite down on Adama for 16 will not get through Adama's armor.
Ooh, nice.
However, Adama, I remembered finally that Adama has a thing. He has riposte. He can immediately use his reaction to expend one superiority die to make a melee attack weapon on the creature. And he's going to do this. And he adds the superiority die to the damage. So he gets to roll 21 will hit. So damage is 10 plus his superiority die is 12. 16 slashing damage with his magical longsword as he just kind of sidles out of the mouth of the creature and then stabs upward as it goes to snap at him again. And then the Death Knight, however...
Really quickly.
Yeah.
Tibian, you're within my aura of life, so you had resistance to necrotic, so you took half damage.
Oh shit! Thank you.
You're welcome.
Half damage is... The aura of life is a really good thing to be in.
Yep. You're barely in range, but you're in range.
Our friendly neighborhood Death Knight is gonna turn on, well, there are 4 people he could hit, so let's roll that d4. So 3, he's going to hit, Javi. Band burst one would have been 4, and he's gonna swing away at Javi. The first attack and the second attack. 29 and a 24.
They both will hit.
I'm going to use my reaction.
You use your reaction for what? Which one?
I'm using it for Protected Wings from Gift in the Top Dragons. So Javi's AC is buffed by 6.
The 29 will still hit, but the 24 will not.
Okay. So the 29 will still hit, which means you get 9 slashing damage and 18 necrotic damage.
And I don't think it would matter on that hit, but as a reminder, we all have a +1 to AC thanks to my item.
Oh.
And then
second
the
burst.
last attack, just worry about the first one. Actually, yeah. So a 19.
Will not hit.
19 will not hit. Alrighty. And then he's going to action surge. Because he can. And, disappear from in front of all of you and reappear behind Bandibris. As he spectral steps behind Bandibris. Without drawing attacks of opportunity. Because he, yes, does so. That is their turn. Hey, Bandibris, your turn.
In which case, I am just here to be a distraction. And it seems to be working. So let's do what's kind of been working, because we still have this dragon-like problem. and cast Mind Sliver on the dragon. So I need a DC 21 int save, please.
Intelligence save. Of course, of course. Uh, 13.
Take 19 psychic damage, and the next save that it makes is minus D4.
You said 19?
Yep, 19 psychic damage.
Well, thank you. Oof. That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay. Anything else you would like to do on your turn, Bandibris?
No, I'm right where I need to be. All good.
Avi.
We'll continue to cast Fist.
On whom?
I'm still within range of the knight, correct?
Yes. Just making sure that's who you were casting Fist on.
Yeah. I will continue to cast Fist on the knight. And that will not
A
hit.
12 will not hit, however.
And second attack.
25 will.
And 8 bludgeoning for divine, or
Thank
for
you.
radiant. And then I will spend a key point for flurry of blows.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember to mark off the key point before I start rolling things. And
The 19 will not, but the 20 will.
okay.
As he's kind of trying to bob and weave, and you just catch him in the shoulder. 9
and
points
that's
of
9
damage.
bludgeoning.
Thank you very much. That leads us to...
Bonus action.
Is there anything else you'd like to do on your
Oh
turn?
no, that was my bonus action. Sorry, flurry of blows was my bonus action. Yeah, I'm good.
Alright. Then that leads to Viral. Viral will... Wait, I have a thing for Viral. He can do a thing. Hold on. His dancing rapier is still up, so it's going to make an attack against the dragon. 22 will hit the dragon for 4 piercing damage. Oof. He rolled a nat 1 on the D8. That's sad. And then he will... use his turn, his turn to use. Oh no, because he will cast. He will attempt to cast Sleep on the dragon at 6th level. I'm looking at the spells that he has. He's like, well, I've got Sleep. And it's a really big thing, and if I frame it, he can put it in a location that it probably won't hit anybody else. So at 6th level, that is 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15 D8. Unfortunately, he is not successful. He was damn close, though. but not successful. And unfortunately, he put it in such a location that he didn't hit anybody else. So, because of where sleep is. Oh no! Wait. Am I within 20 feet of a point? So is that other being within 20 feet? Oh, he is. He is. He did it in such a way to not hit Tibian or Theo, but let's see. What the... Oh, oh, so close. But he misses the Death Knight by 2 points. At this moment, currently, unfortunately. He misses the dragon by a few more points, but he misses the Death Knight by relatively closely. That's Viral's turn. Adama's like, you know, I do one thing and do it very well. I'm going to hit you. And hit you hard. So, first attack, second attack, third attack, all on the dragon, or because he's almost in the dragon's mouth at this point. All three will hit. 5, 6, 11. So 11 and 11 is 22. Ooh. That's a good thing that he did that. And then he will reposition himself in such a way that he is ready to begin defensive action if necessary. But that's more flavor than actual mechanics. But now we are back at the top of the round. Theo. You're going to get to take an extra action. That spell it never went off. Because you would have known that it's an undead creature and you know that command would not. I mean, like, you're a 17th level character. You know that command doesn't affect undead. So, you are currently muted, however.
Alright, Theo is going to, what is this space right here? Is this, off the bridge?
Yeah, it's kind of like the edge of the corner of the bridge. It's a little bit more built out, so it's a little bit more support, right? Realistically speaking, it begins to decrease downward, but it is like there's a couple little extra rocks and stone there that was the point at which the bridge meets the outcropping, right?
Okay. Theo is going to, you know, float down over here in front of the,
Yeah?
and just, well, if you're not gonna pay me any attention, I guess I have to show you what I can do. And then she'll take her, her command and just kind of pointedly just make a string and then scream at him. And I'm doing pulse wave.
Ooh, what save is that?
That is it's probably a good save. It's a con save.
Yeah.
If I point it, it's a cone. Could I get the dragon?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Also,
It's a 30-foot cone, I guess.
It's a 30-foot cone. You might hit Bandabris.
I mean, if I put it over here, like, oh boy.
Because the thing is, you are.
Oh yeah, I can.
You know,
You know what, I'll just go for the knight. I'll go for the knight. I think we can get the I have issues with the
Yeah,
dragon.
it's easier to position yourselves to hit the knight and not Bandabris.
Okay. Alright,
versus
yep,
hitting the
we'll
knight
just-
and the dragon.
All right, I'll mostly want to see if I can do with the knight.
All right, so it's a
Con save.
con save for the Death Knight is what we're doing.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Where is that on here? Shoot, where is it? Oh,
14.
okay, that is 24 force.
24 force damage. Oof. He does
And I
not
push
like
him
that.
15 feet.
He pushes him 15 feet.
Yeah, right here. I'll put him right here.
Yeah. Right there. Not off the bridge yet, but almost.
Yeah.
You kind of push him through the dragon spectrally.
If I get another, can I cast another spell, or do I get?
Yeah,
or
I'm
just
saying
another
that you can
action?
cast another spell because you lost your turn last turn, something you know you wouldn't have been able to cast.
She'll look at the knight, and she'll do it again.
Okay. Same save
Same save.
on 21.
Okay, makes it, but it takes half. I'll take half damage of. 66. Oh, at least he's not in front of Bradibus anymore.
Okay.
There it is.
What's the damage? 23, so half of 23. Uh, 11. Nice. That's your turn. Unless there's something else you would like to do on your turn.
Nope, that's it.
Tibian. You're around.
I am gonna go for another round of just like bang, 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 boo, bah. Starting with Riptide.
On the dragon?
Yeah, on the dragon. Yeah.
Yes, you will hit.
That for 13.
Yep.
Hit another one.
Yep.
For 8. Then I will use a key point to flurry of blows.
Yep. Yep.
For 12.
Damn,
Ooh,
nice.
very
That's
nice.
funny.
Oh,
An 8. And 6. Just bang, 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 bang. That is and that's my turn.
You are hitting this dragon with every strike. But you feel like this kind of almost pass-through moment as you hit it. You know that this creature is not as solid as something you usually hit. But you are definitely doing damage.
I literally can't do anything else, so all I can do is punch. And punch I will.
So the Death Knight, after being shoved quite a bit, looks at you all and gestures with its offhand as it raises its hand up. Raises its left hand up in the air, and it's puts the sword back into the scabbard on its right and raises its right hand in front of it and just blows. And as he does, this large sphere begins to erupt in its hand. And I need, everybody here. Adama, Viral, Javi, Bandabris, Theo.
This is a spell?
It is not a spell. It's a magical effect. It is not a spell. To make a dexterity saving throw.
Is this a magical effect?
It is a magical effect, not a spell. You need a DC 18. Tibian.
Swindle.
And Theo and Tibian and Adama. Dex save. He gets a 22 because he actually has something for this time that I keep forgetting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Overall gets a dex save. 24. Both of those will succeed. All of you will succeed except.
Can I see this?
Oh no, you're not in the area. Never mind, Tibian. You don't need to do this.
Oh, okay.
You are not in the area.
All right, I'll put away the chart.
But everybody else succeeds. So,
Except me.
except you.
Oh, no.
DC was 18.
You needed an 18. You needed an 18. So as he blows out with one hand out at you, this large, fiery, napalm liquid ball of fire erupts in the space right basically on top of Adama. And everybody in a 20-foot radius needs makes this save, and it spreads and kind of like erupts. So everyone will take 38 fire damage, or half if you succeeded, and 38 necrotic damage, or half if you succeeded.
Okay, so 38 then. 38.
You have resistance as well to necrotic
Oh.
damage.
Whoa.
Yeah, so half of 30, if you succeeded, you take half of 38, which is
18.
19. Yeah, 19.
And then you take half of that again for the resistance.
But and also half and if you succeeded on the fire damage, it would be 19 fire damage. But if you did not succeed, Banderus, you take 38 fire damage and 38 necrotic damage.
Well, because of resistance, thanks to Hobby, I take 19 necrotic.
Yep.
Yeah. How you looking, Banderus?
That was 57 damage.
Painful.
It hurt, but I'm still up.
And he is going to whistle loudly as the now it is the dragon's turn. Let us see if the dragon recovers. It does not. I need everybody to make a strength saving throw. As you see the wings start to buffet as it goes to leap into the air and the knight goes to jump on its back.
Oh, guys, please. You guys even had a +1. I'm so sad.
So everybody, well, let's see how
That's that
Adama does. Let's see how Adama does. He's okay. Let's see how Varol does. Varol nat 20s, which saves his life. But the rest of you are going to take 6d8, 16 points of damage, and be knocked back 10 feet and fall prone if you failed this save. If you saved on the damage, you take half damage and are not knocked prone. So Adama, Varol, and Tibian stand strong against the buffeted winds as the Death Knight will jump on the back of the dragon, and you see it rise in the air and kind of like do a barrel roll as it begins to kind of come back around and then swoop downward into the mist-covered abyss below the bridge. Technically, Tibian, because you're still up, you can make an attack of you can take attack of opportunity on the dragon.
I mean, I'll do it.
You and Adama. You will hit and do a shit ton of damage.
Yeah.
It looks almost like as you swing and hit, You can see like what looks like almost a rib fracture in this moment,
Mm-hmm.
and then it swoops around and then dives. And we are currently, then we will be out of combat as your combatants are gone. You still have a number of clerics around. What would you like them to do?
Hi, I'm
Tend to
half
the
health.
wounded.
Could someone heal me? I'll just walk over there.
You have a couple second level clerics who can cast cure wounds on you. At second level, so you will get 2d8. Actually, no. There's one of them's they're all Twilight and Grave clerics, so none of them are life clerics. So 2d8 to Tibian. Anyone else need healing?
7 for now.
Bandibris does not need healing.
And the bris is still above half.
Okay.
Going to use another cure. Well, my free cure wounds for the day. On Tibian.
Oh, thank you.
Get 10 more.
Thank you.
Anyone else need healing from your clerics?
With that healing, how's Tibian looking? Still.
I'm 80 out of 120 is where I'm at.
Uh,
I was gonna do percentage, but I can't quick math.
8 out of 12 is 2 out of 3.
okay. And how's everyone else doing?
I still have 6 points over Tibian, so I'm good.
Okay. Okay, I'm doing it as well, so I think we can probably. You know what? I'll give. I'm not going to use these. These are not going to be. I'll give Tibian a second level cure wounds as well. Like my little spell slots aren't doing me fantastically at the moment. That's why I'll use them. All right, so 10 points.
Thank you.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, so that is
So it'll be 15.
15. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
As Steven goes to pick up the rod from the ground, I'll look over the edge to see if I could see any spectral birds and their riders coming back.
You can roll me perception.
$14.
So we use your
Oh.
passive of a 23. No, you do not. You see mists below you, you see trees below you, but you do not see anything that looks to be breaking those mists or clouds. It's quiet again.
I know it would be optimistic of us to think that it ran away because it was getting thrashed by us, but Brandibus, can you still reinforce this bridge? All right.
Yes,
First things
I
first.
can, but it'll take 10 minutes.
Well, I think we're going to be here 10 minutes or not
Alright.
with this army.
One of the
Attempts to
clerics
cast
will
Gulder's Tower again.
one of the clerics will say, well, if you're going to take 10 minutes, then I will take 10 minutes, and they will cast Prayer of Healing. And it will be 16 healing to everyone, including Adama Varal and Tibian, Vandabris, and was anyone else injured? No, I don't think anyone else was injured, right?
Not
Oh,
terribly.
good job, guys.
I mean, technically, Javi was, but Javi's fine.
I mean, Fio's fine. Fio got a little bit knocked around, but
Okay. So 10 minutes. What do you, the
Okay.
rest
Oh,
of you
yeah,
do while this 10 minutes is happening? And you're being healed.
I think Fio's gonna kind of look over the edge and just be like, "What the hell do you think that was?"
My best guess is a giant ghost bird of some sort.
Yes, well, I'd be charitable to say a dragon, but you know, you may
A
be right.
dragon.
You may be right that the translute, being able to see through, kind of like, you know, maybe it was like some sort of high level illusion. Who knows?
Oh,
But that
illusion.
night,
It would make sense.
Herald of the Lich, possibly. Well, I guess we are in the right place. I guess bringing that thing out.
Probably. Yes. One can only hope that's the worst thing they have out to send to us. But that may have also been an alarm system. It might mean that the Lich knows we are getting close.
Well, that was that. Certainly he knows now. Can't
I mean,
imagine it's
after
just
that
going there to sit. I imagine it's gonna go and probably report back, and this isn't gonna get any easier.
absolute coward, though, for running away. I was giving that
Absolutely,
bird a run for
absolutely.
its money.
You know, the slight theatricalness of it, jumping down and, like, you know, getting in the melee with our friends, and then just having the gall to whistle and run away. Seriously,
Exactly. I thought it was just getting interesting. They
I
did
was,
the
you
thing
know,
with the hand and the fireworks
it
show.
ruins a perfectly good heroic song. It can't end with just like the bad guy just getting up and running, just being a coward and running away. It's a bad end.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's gonna need a little bit of revision. It's okay. I think the finale will make up for it.
Spectral bird. That seems that I can work with, I think.
I mean, you could go with dragon. Dragon sounds very cool.
I mean, dragon. I think dragon is something that that's the end of the play sort of thing. You got to warm up with the spectral bird first.
Yes.
Although
hopefully
it's not like that in real life. I don't know if I really want to with the stories. I don't know if I want to see a dragon.
that's true. I hear they're as large as a mountain, is what the stories say. That thing was barely as big as a sailing ship.
Now this is a slightly imaginative thing, Tibian, but it would be
No,
really
I
bad
think
luck.
it was. I think
No,
it
it
was
would
the
be
size
really
of a mountain.
bad luck if said Lich was also a dragon. Didn't say whether or not it was a man. Did we?
It's okay. No way they would fit in that little room down there, though.
There are stories, but you know, now that the option's on the door, we can be aware of it.
Exactly.
And hopefully Barnabas will not be bothered.
I think he will be bothered even if a pebble is in his shoe. So I don't think we can count on that.
He'll like, how's it proceeding?
Having to reweave a spell on the fly to make a bridge.
So it's going well.
Would you like a refreshment?
Concentrating.
Just name it. I have it in the bag. Whatever you want, if that helps you.
I'm here for this. Avi, what are you doing while Theo and Tibian are gossiping?
Bothering Brad.
Viral and Adama seem to be seeing to their troops, and the clerics are kind of weaving in and out to heal those that they can in this moment. You only lost 2 in this battle.
Javi would be probably working with the clerics to make sure that people are taken care of, tending to them, to what can be tended to mundanely, rather than just magically.
Yeah. Okay.
To save resources, that sort of thing.
All right. Javi, or not Javi, Bandibris, sorry. After 10 minutes, what does this tower look like?
So for my Pacific Northwest friends and folks that remember going to
I'm sorry,
fair,
I'm sorry, what was that?
for my Northwestern friends and those that still go to the county fair, this is essentially the long log house made of singular log going across the span of the gap in the bridge. Bits of plaster and mortar merging with the bridge and making it into one solid piece.
Hope, I'm gonna just ask you to speak a little bit louder, mostly because the fan is running and I can't hear you quite over it. That's me.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody at home can hear you, but I am not as young as I used to be. Also, ear infections are a thing. So that's just me asking. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But. A little loud. Peaking a little bit. There we go. Peaking less. There we go. So, after 10 minutes, this long log house appears to span the 2 sections of bridge. Who crosses first?
I will.
I mean, it's not going to do any good. It's not going to do any good morale things for Theo to walk across you. It's just going to float across.
I'll walk across. I'll open the door and I'll go across.
Okay. Alright.
Just full confidence. Just
To expedite people going through and save space, Javi's just going to step into one person's shadow and pop out of the shadow on the other side of the building.
Okay. How long, by the way, does this
24 hours.
Cool. Your appearance amongst the across the bridge is relatively easy. It's not a hard thing to do. It doesn't take you very long. It takes a little bit of time to get all of the people that you are moving across the bridge, but that is, yet again, a pretty common issue. Hold on, why does this not want to... You wish to load for me and do the thing that I want you to do. Roll 20. Right? Right? Okay. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. Roll 20 seems to be suffering from some, glitches. And I am trying to fix it. As you cross the bridge, you make your way through what will be, you know, this area of ruins that predate the sundering by a good fair bit by your reckoning. Maybe a couple thousand years? Perhaps? Perhaps it is even longer. Does anyone here have, like, history? You,
Yep.
I know that, the roll, that Avi rolled before to discover the general fact that the ruins were so old, right?
Yep.
Um,
And alerted that to other folk.
yes. You see as you approach a road that seems and a large tower. Well, not a tower, perhaps. A large structure that seems to come out, arrive from the stone itself. You see a collapsed wall, number of different pillars that had fallen to the side, stairs that looked like they had gone up, but at the same time perhaps gone downward. The pathway forward is, at its core, a stony walkway leading to this slightly, and as you walk along it, it leads to this slightly deserted area. There isn't anything growing on this section of the mountain, just low levels of grass that have been burnt out. You see a large statue that seems intricately carved, male presenting, humanoid. The head, however, does not seem to match. The stone doesn't match. The carving, the skill is entirely wrong. It's as if somebody put a mere block on top of what would be the head of an intricately carved colossus. And I use that term specifically. This statue stands 200, almost 300 feet into the air. You could walk beneath its legs as it spans 20, 30 feet across. The pillars around it are collapsed and fallen. There's a small section you can see almost behind it, you think, but you'd have to kind of go around it to see what else emerges in this pathway. And this statue stands tall, this humanoid figure, muscled, standing contrapposto. The positioning of the figure itself, the arms, the legs, gives the impression almost of standing in protection of something. A sense of kindness, of strength. But the head is this block that's carved grossly or wrongly. A level of aggression. It shakes what should be a protective figure and makes it menacing and intimidating. It looks so strange to your gaze. You want to know more? You have to roll for it. Yeah, Javi recognizes this statue, or at least pieces of the statue, the bottom half of this statue. The bottom half of this statue seems to carry a lot of the hallmarkers, one might say, of what are used. Excuse me. Excuse me. A lot of the hallmarkers of Praxilus the Defender. The body language, the body type, the kind of amorphous representation of whether it's some sort of humanoid, but you're never 100% sure what type. You can see things that should be perhaps carved of scale, or in the arms that look like they might be scaled along the arm, or what could be other features of other humanoid races. The body language reads like statues you've seen of Praxilus, but this head is wrong. This head is newer. The last 50 years at most. That reads of something infernal. Something old and infernal. Something that watches.
That's not natural.
And you look at it and look again and again. Seems almost as if it tracks you. But is it just the way the eyes are painted in this slightly blocky, almost... Wait, is that supposed to be serpentine? Supposed to look like a cobra, perhaps? With the hood raised and opened? Maybe. I mean, it's very well interpretive if it is. But are those eyes following you, or is it just the way they're painted?
Underbrush, can you can you identify if something is scrying us? I think the head is some sort of scrying device.
All right, let's pop detect magic. See if anything's getting off an aura.
Okay.
Get closer to the statue.
You get closer to the you have to be within 30 feet.
I just have this bad Indiana Jones feeling right about now.
Not wrong.
So let's say here, within stomping range.
Nothing within 30 feet is magical.
Okay.
I would like to preface this statement.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Statue itself? No. Head of statue? Possibly. Apparently I'm the sea beast today. Using my last 5th level slot. I would like to cast wall of stone in such a way that I have scaffolding?
Is
You
this
can go.
Fortnite?
I'm going to say you
Yeah,
could go
yeah, we
higher
have
if it's
unlock
thin-
something in Brandaburst without.
You can go higher if you make it thinner.
Um, this is like 200 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
If you roll me an Arcana and you succeed, I
me-
will let you thin this spell out to give you an extra 100 feet. You need a DC, let's say DC 20 Arcana,
UC 20 Arcana. All right.
because you're doubling the size of the spell.
Let's just
Actually, you know what? Oh, well, okay.
With a 24, you can do it.
I again, it seems like my fate is to just
I think,
do all these construction spells. There's scaffolding around the thing now.
yeah.
I can go up it. I can go detect magic up there.
Okay.
I volunteer. And I will just run up. Think more like scrambling up because it's like between climbing and running and jumping.
Okay, so
Um,
is this a like scaffolding like a single layer of scaffolding where it's like you currently see outside of buildings where it's the frame on the outside and the steps going up and then across and then up and then across and then up and across, or
Yeah,
is it going
it's-
around?
No, it's more right in front of the statue
Mhm.
on flat plane, and it's just
There's
small
this
inclines.
small like open semicircular area that's paved right above in front of this statue that's a couple steps up, which is so Tibian is running up the scaffolding up 200 feet.
Yes. And then when I get close to the head, I'll tap on the rod and I'll cast detect magic.
The head is definitely magical.
Mm.
What is it giving?
Yeah, what is it? Learn at School of Magic, if any.
Yes. It is, hold on. It is two schools of magic.
Oh.
Transmutation
Mm.
and evocation.
Mm.
Hold on.
Mm.
Oh, I know what those are. Let's go. I don't know what they are though.
So
And
transmutation is changing one thing into another,
Yeah.
and evocation
Fine.
is this goes boom now.
oh, I could have told you that, Bandabras. Bandabras.
What?
Bandabras.
What?
It's evocation and transmutation. Transmutation, right? Transmutation.
I would get down from there quickly now.
Okay.
Jump from.
Yeah, just jump straight down. No, I'll run down.
So you run down.
Yeah, I run down.
Not divination.
Out of curiosity, as you're yelling down from 200 feet up, can I get a Constitution roll from you? Not a saving throw, just a normal Constitution.
19.
Thank you.
Mm.
Good to know. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Not
You're welcome.
divination. That's not for scrying. It's transmutation and evocation. I'm fairly certain that's some sort of guardian.
Yes. Well.
I could have told you
magic and
that one.
creepy.
I mean, it just
No,
looks
there's
like something
just-
that would look at you and like shoot a beam of magic at you. Is there anything behind this?
Just the bridge. Well, you can see the bridge in the distance. It's maybe 150 feet. You can see the destruction of a number of buildings nearby. That looks like, and you can see a number of buildings behind this kind of area where the statue's been cleared. It almost looks like this was perhaps an open courtyard at one point, and some small structures were around it, and that they were then, whatever caused the destruction of this settlement, at those buildings fell, and the buildings further into whatever was this settlement in this mountain range is still mostly intact, but the things around here are not. Vandabris, Tibian, Vandabris and Tibian.
Yes.
Tibian, as you start to make your way down this scaffolding, as you're yelling, hear something start to grind within the statue behind you. And Bandabris, as you're looking up, hearing Tibian yell, this makes most sense because the two of you have been communicating with each other. You can see light moving in these not quite eyes of this statue. And it starts to unhinge its jaw. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. Ooh,
Okay, I have a couple of questions. Can I see this? Whatever is about to happen.
You are. I will say you are aware of it, but considering you're going downwards and not upwards, you're not actively looking at it, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I mean, you
would
might
this
have
be
glanced...
considered?
I think I'll give you the benefit of, because you succeeded on the perception check. It failed to beat your passive perception, so you will be allowed to use it as if you could see it.
Okay. And is it an area of effect?
Yes.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay, so unfortunately Bandabris Bandabris got a 20, right?
Yes.
Sorry. I thought that said 19 for a minute. No, with a 20,
Whoa.
you all succeed.
Yay.
So you are only going to take half damage as the mouth kind of opens and this flow of liquid fire emerges from it as it kind of like falls on you all. You take half damage. Oh, I rolled like shit. So only 19. So half of 19 is 8. And you're not on fire. And you can start to hear it grind as it pulls its jaw back up. And you see the head start to pivot slowly. Just the head, however. Nothing else of this creature seems to move.
I'll say I found like the one part of scaffolding that was not going to get hit, and that's where I chose to stand to avoid this entire attack.
Yes, because you are monk, and if you succeed, you don't take any damage for evasion, because evasion for the win.
Yes. This is where it's lucky to be a halfling, because it's a small little space, small little square, but I was able to stand on it. Are you guys okay down there?
Yes, well, it is definitely those two things. But no, fine.
So, what do you do?
It's moving?
The head seems to be turning and pivoting, almost like it's repositioning.
Oh, I think... How tall is it?
200 feet. 222 if you want to be specific, if I measured it.
All right. Fia will look at the rest and just like, the rest of you go now. Just run. And she'll float straight up. Her intent is to wall of force this head, like once she gets to the proper like distance.
Okay. How fast can you move with your boots of flying?
30 feet. 30 feet.
So 60 feet around, let's say.
Yeah.
So it's going to take you 120, 180, 3 rounds.
Oof.
4, technically, to get all the way to the top of the head, or to the range of the head, or 3 rounds to get to the top of the head. So,
Actually,
I will let everyone else attempt to run in a dex save. So in this case, it will be a dex save with advantage to see if you will survive the second.
And I use that natural 20 and say that I did it all in one round. That I just literally flew down, or what looks like flying down, with how fast I moved.
So if you did not make a 19, you take 18 points of fire damage as the jaw unhinges again and this spurt of fire falls downward from this giant statue. Oh, I forgot to roll for our friends. All right, so let's see. How many of your... all of your combatants will survive. They'll take half damage. And then let's see about Viral and Adama.
Prax, can I make it the next round if I like? Is that enough if I
Because you have to dash
Misty
and
step.
then move, right?
Yeah.
So it's
If I Misty step part of that, so like Misty.
Oh, because if you take a Misty step as part of that, you could make it into
Okay,
rounds.
yeah, I'll burn that.
Well, no, you'd still make it in
damn it.
3 because it's technically
3.
200 feet, right? 220 feet to the head, but you know the head itself is 20 feet, so I'm saying 200 feet. And it's, you know, so 60, 120 is 2 rounds plus 30 feet is 150 plus another 60 feet is 210, right? So you need 3 rounds minimum.
What range is prismatic wall? Because you don't have to be right at 220 feet. You just have to be in range.
120 feet. Oh God. You know what? I'm gonna.
You can do it in 2 rounds then, if you get there in the second round.
Yeah. Okay.
He gets a bonus, and I have to remember he gets his bonus for a +3, and he has advantage.
The hell is?
Which is not going to help Adama.
Oh, Adama, no!
He gets a 12.
can't-
He's gonna take
Adama.
all. He's gonna take all that damage. He's gonna take all.
Adama has just been like
like he should be rolling better.
Everything.
But he's
No,
not.
it's just like everything has hit him or like blew poison at him. Now it's blowing fire at him.
And I even remembered that he gets, because he's a shield master, he gets to use his shield for his saving throw. And that's still not going to help him.
He hates this trip. This is the worst thing. It seems like
he is not. You know what? You know what?
The only one that's okay.
Viral is going to use one of his his lucky points and succeed.
Okay, good.
So Viral succeeds, which is good, but Adama's looking not so great. You're very lucky you have that those clerics cast Prayer of Healing earlier to help.
All right, buddy.
But yes, so you can start to see the jaw start to unhinge. And what are the rest of you doing after this second ball of fire?
Getting out of range.
Yeah, it's mostly trying to move away from the damn thing.
You're pretty sure that the best way to do that is go behind it. It doesn't seem to be rotating its head in 360 degrees, only on a 180 degree radius. Seems to be what it's doing.
Okay.
And then I'll be directing the group to go behind it. Is it like available on both sides to like go around it?
Yeah, you can make your way around it and to go behind it into this structure behind. And you see a pathway, this kind of arch. Once you get beyond the large statue, you can see an archway that leads out into this road that opens into steps that lead upwards towards a entrance, perhaps, of a cavern and a watchtower. Or not really a watchtower, but balustrade, sorry, not balustrade, balustrade.
Oh, okay.
You can kind of see like where this pathway enters into this area, and you can't quite make out whatever the rest of it is, but you see like the shapes of taller buildings behind it once you get behind the statue. But there's an archway that kind of goes behind and into a wall behind the statue. Almost as if this statue itself is a guardian of the city that was here at one point. Theo, you're casting Prismatic Force once you get within...
Or Wall of Force, yeah.
Wall of Force? What does that do? That's just going to hold everything in, right?
Yep.
Cool. And it doesn't get a save. It just kind of goes.
Yeah, it's just going to... I mean, we can probably make it. Our army is probably not going to be so lucky. Our army's just going to get, like, torched as they run through.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So as you put that wall of force up, round 3 begins. But that will help save against the 8d6 fire damage. So 28 fire damage to the wall of force.
Wall of Force doesn't take damage.
Oh yeah, it doesn't take damage. It's just kind of.
It's just gonna blow. It's just gonna blow fire on itself, basically. It's got like an invisible, like a shiny prismatic helmet on, basically, right now. It's breathing.
A fishbowl.
Yeah, it's got like a fishbowl now.
And as you make your way beyond this statue, that's where we're going to take the break for the evening, everybody.
Okay.
So stretch, bio, do all of those good things, refresh your water, refresh your beverage of choice, and when we come back, we continue through the ruins of this ancient city towards the entrance of the home of this lich. I'm sure everything will be fine. See you in a little bit, everybody. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We hope you're refreshed, stretched, bio, did all of the important things, and now we're ready to dive into part 2 of our quarterfinals episode of the season. So now we are in. You've moved yourself and your army thanks to the wonderful use of Theo and her prismatic wall around this large statue that seems to breathe fire periodically. Into what looks like a large hold on. What the heck did that do? Why? No, reveal areas, not hide areas. There we go. You can see walls and stone. This area directly behind the statue seems to be less weathered, less desertified. A couple trees you can even see and some grass popping up. Large stone palisades, a bridge leading forward to a point where it splits into 3 positions, one to the east, or one to the right, one to the left, and one directly in front of you. There's almost a large doorway directly in front of you. 2 sconces still flaming beckon you closer. What do you do at this point?
Trying to look towards the areas off to each side, see if there's anything odd, defensive, someone waiting to ambush.
So I feel like that's an investigation check,
Sounds good.
right? Like, that seems like an investigation to me. What are you doing, Theo?
Theo is going to. You know what? I feel bad. I think she's going to cast a. On this door, just
Yes, it's a
tech
big
magic.
It's a
Yeah,
big,
she's gonna-
almost 20-foot tall wooden double door that looks heavy and bounded in steel, or iron, I should say, not steel. Those are not the same thing. And I meant iron.
Yeah, I think while Barnabas investigates, I think she's gonna cast detect magic on the door and like the area around the sconces and stuff like that,
The sconces,
or the door, or mostly the door.
mostly around the door. Well, I mean, you can get
Yeah.
one of the sconces in the door
Sure.
itself, just in the area.
Oh yeah, I don't necessarily need both of them. So yeah.
Yeah. The sconce itself seems to be like not illusion, is an illusion, I guess technically illusion spell. It's light, you know.
It's for the light, not for the
Yeah.
let's say the fire. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a light spell, basically. A permanent light spell bound to this sconce on either side of the door. The door itself, wait, School of Magic,
Oh boy. Oh no.
there is magic on the door.
Mhm.
And it is abjuration magic on the
Good.
door. But that's all you can detect. There doesn't seem to be anything else on that door at the moment. What would you like to do?
Anything, Barnabas?
See anything?
With a 14, you can see that if you go to the right, and up these kind of stairs. You see a number of them are broken and kind of damaged. It looks half from weathered and time, and half from what looks like scorch marks or damage, intentional damage. Perhaps there was a battle of some sort here. A number of wooden planks that kind of make up, the support structure under the stonework of the walkways can be seen. You see a number as you come around to this large point that looks like it was on the balustrade. Looks like it was probably someplace where either a watchtower or some sort of defensive siege mechanic was at some point. You can see the remnants of, but you can't see what was there. As you look to straight ahead into what was this city, you can see bits and pieces of it weaving in and out of light in this moment, and you're pretty sure that there's some sort of illusion in front of you. You don't even need to roll for that. You just know enough magic by this point that that's really kind of obvious.
Looks like there's some sort of glamour over here.
Yes, I so check on the door, and the door is, well, I don't think it's gonna come alive and eat us, nor hopefully spew fire at us, but there's definitely some abjuration magic, so
Alright.
if we open up this door, sure enough, someone's gonna know that we did, at minimum.
It could be an alarm, it could be an arcade lock. One of those things.
It's not the worst thing that could happen.
Oh. Going to do a 4th level dispel magic over the glamour.
You on what, the door?
No, the glamour in front of me. Because
Okay.
the lock for the door may be behind this glamour.
It's like secret
when
entrance.
I say
maybe.
glamour, I mean like the beyond you, like a couple hundred yards behind you, further down into the valley. Okay, so you cast dispel magic.
Yeah.
I need you to roll.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. Your spellcasting
Plus the book.
plus the book.
31.
31. You're golden. You are absolutely, and you see it kind of fight you for a moment, and then you see it shatter across. And what you was a city hole, now you can see roofs with holes from bombardment, collapse of buildings, wear, tear, age, just the devastation of ruins beyond you. And this city, which probably, you look at this as you realize it was a vast city at this point in this mountain, almost looks like almost a valley, sort of, but not really, almost like it was intentionally carved into this mountain area, and carved, like they had taken a point into this upper level of this mountain and carved into the rock, and then carved upwards, and then carved into the rock, and then carved upwards to create unnatural plateaus, and then created, all at the same time, you see where a number of these towers that were there are kind of leaning into each other and falling over, and ivy and vine are growing up through them and around them. Looks like perhaps there might also be some sort of underground construction that goes into this kind of city. And with a 31, I will even say, because I think that's a very good roll, you're almost positive that the spell on the this vision, this illusion of a perfect city was cast by somebody who knew it, but cast more recently. Like in the last 100 years.
Someone looks a very specific image. So this is it. Okay, let me see about this door.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cast spell magic on the door. Ready to roll
Cast
for that
spell
one?
magic on the door.
Yep. 4th level.
Okay. You are able to cast a spell magic on the door. You do not need to roll for that. As it shatters, you know that it was an arcane lock on the door.
Oh, what's happened?
Yeah, well done.
So, who proceeds into the darkness first?
Theo will go in the darkness.
Theo proceeds into the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then. Let me give you.
Uh-oh.
See. Hold please. While I get roll 20 to what I want it to do. You know. Why would roll 20? Hi everyone, we love roll 20, right? We do?
Especially when it works.
Especially when it works. As you enter this underground area of this through this door, you see a stairwell leading like a large, not stairwell, let me rephrase that, a large ramp that spirals downward. And by ramp I mean like 20, almost 30 feet across, in a slow moving descent downwards. The walls are covered in bas reliefs of figures that you don't recognize. One looks to be like a cross between a horse and a humanoid of some sort, and doing riding to in a procession a number of these creatures. You see a number of creatures that look large and bulky and have musculature like a humanoid, but the horns and head of a bull. You see this what looks almost like a number of these creatures that you don't recognize. You don't intermingled of like combinations of animal and human physical features as you move through. It seems to be some sort of depiction of a celebratory procession of some sort. A number like if you've ever seen Titian's painting of the Roman triumph after the destruction of the temple in Israel, picture that. And if you don't know what that is, hi, let me put a link in chat. Because it is a very important painting. That is very, very important. And is it? It's... Why is it not... it's, well, apparently it's not loading and it doesn't like me, but it is a long painting. You can actually go visit in the Met Museum, hashtag not sponsored, but if the Met Museum ever wanted to sponsor me, I'd take their money. And you can see it's a painting of all of these people, creatures, humanoids with the features of animals, one with the torso of a man over the body of a horse, the bulky, massive body of a humanoid creature of some sort with the head of a bull, this large physical being that seems to have these giant, almost skeletal wings expand outward from it behind as it rides in a chariot with people throwing what look like garlands of flowers at it as it moves through and downward. How far do you proceed downward?
You know, I think at first he's gonna take she'll do the thing with the rock, put light on the rock, and then just drop it, see how far like it goes into darkness. Just to
This spiral downward as the rock rolls and rolls and rolls. Do you drop it? You can't drop it down the center. There's this. It's a big wall in between, so there's not like an open hole. It's 20 feet across. And
I think she'll cast light on her, just so that the others know. It's like, well, no nasty surprise it's here yet, but certainly a lot of these fascinating carvings in here. I don't know what of.
Careful though. One of them is likely to be trapped.
Well, as trapped as anything is here.
Casting light on the necklace that wound up in my hand.
So we've got light on Theo. We've got light in Bandibris. A number of clerics cast light on a number of different small objects that to go into the troops that are behind you. Tibian, what are you doing?
I am bringing up the rear, and hopefully with somebody who casts light on something so I can see back here.
How far back in the rear? Are the rear of the player characters or the rear of the entire group?
Of the entire group.
Okay, so one of the clerics will cast light on one of the orc fighters' shield. To, I'll even say, you know what? Let us say it is, who is it? It is, one of the brothers. Bossri.
Okay.
It's Bossri's shield. Or no, not Bossri's shield, because he doesn't have one. Imin's shield.
And I'll be like, thank you so very much.
And he will kind of like shift himself a little bit to stand a little closer to you, because he remembers that very awkward morning after. From his perspective.
I'll pat him on the calf, and I'll be like, thank you.
So Theo, you're in the lead. You proceed downward, and this procession continues, right, as these bas-relief carvings on the outside wall. On the inside wall, it just looks like a very large stone pillar, almost, and massive in size. Every, perhaps, 100 feet, there's a small like nook area for what you think might have been at some point like a sconce or a light position, but there isn't anything in there anymore.
Mhm.
As you make your way further down, twisting your way through the darkness, how are you proceeding? Are you attempting to be stealthy with light all over y'all? Cool, good to know. Thanks.
Actually, you know what? You know, Theo can actually go up a little ahead. Um, without like she'll extinguish. Now that Barnabas has the light, she can extinguish the light on her now. She has dark vision and just go probably around. I'd say I'll go like 60 feet ahead just to kind of get an idea.
Okay. So
I'll scout
you're
ahead.
60 feet ahead of Bandabris and Javi, who is with Bandabris at this moment.
Yeah.
Bandabris, Javi is sticking with Bandabris because he has dark vision and can see 300 feet
God,
in
you
the
can just
dark.
see just freaking.
But
just
it doesn't really
exactly-
help.
Yeah.
It doesn't really help because
It's spiral. Yeah.
it's a spiral, so
Mhm.
you have the same distance of night vision as he has, but you know, like it's
Mhm.
then there's a wall, right? Like that's the problem. He can see in the dark and he can see a wall.
I think there's a slight benefit that Theo can also kind of like float a little bit, so she can maybe see if there's any like she can look at the ground a little bit and just kind of like check. That's what she's worried about.
Oh, would you like to roll investigation then? Or perception?
Sure, why not? Absolutely. Like perception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, 11.
11. No.
Actually, you know what? I will spend a point of
Spend a point of group
Yeah.
luck?
yeah, this is
Okay.
I don't want the army to get like there we go, 27.
27, as you make your way through, it doesn't seem like anything else is here.
Okay.
Quiet. Very quiet. But there isn't a large accumulation of dust.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't debris. You saw what the city itself looked like after Banderas took down that illusion.
Mm-hmm.
There's no debris in here. The walls look as freshly carved as if they were brand new. The skill in this art is impressive.
Someone cared enough to upkeep it, maintain it. Also put wards and, flaming statues and all that. Also, so that doesn't make me feel very good.
You proceed downward. Further. Further. An hour. 2. This procession
Oh
that
my.
you follow, this image of this chariot rider in a full helm with these large, almost winged protrusions that come out from the sides of the helm, gesturing to the crowd, holding aloft in their hand a scepter of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
This figure moves through this procession. You see a number of these buildings that look like perhaps images that looked very similar to that illusion of the city. Same kind of architecture. Large stone buildings, green roofs that look like almost like they were what's the term? Sawed and then planted atop. An integration of both stone and living world integrated into this new thing, a harmony of an existence.
Question about these releases, like, is this the same one as we're going to, or has it like been broken up a bunch?
It's almost like it's ongoing story, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
this-
every 100 feet or so, you see that same chariot in kind of different position, as if it's the procession has moved further
Yeah.
and further downward, or further and further through the city.
That's intense.
You see the figure holding aloft a scepter. Then you see the figure taking a couple things from, flower crowns and garlands being thrown at them by people on the roadway. And again, followed by a large number of soldiers, attended to this large, almost like a triumph. It looks like if you've ever seen one of the paintings of a Roman triumph, it looks like this. A procession, a march, a parade, really, through the city. But it tells the story of this particular triumph as it moves through at every 100, maybe 150 feet or 150 yards, maybe. Been an hour, two. It's getting late, and you're still spiraling downward. Your ears pop from pressure.
I think at some point, like, if you've been going for a while, Theo will come back up and we'll point out that figure. It's like, this goes down. Been seeing this figure the entire time. You have any idea?
You could roll history if you wanted.
Let's see what I may have read.
Yeah.
$24.
With a 24, what history of the pre-sundering civilization on this continent that existed is very sparse. The archaeology hasn't been dedicated, or time dedicated, to the study of it. The existence of ruins throughout the continent of Endios are known, and the university makes a point of marking them and mapping them when people come across them and they're reported. A find of a city this size and work protected in this level of detail is almost unknown to you. You have recognized that these figures that look like humans crossed with various types of animals are a repeated theme that seem to be common amongst a number of these ruins. You also know that they seem to have occasionally the same representations of gods as are used currently, but slightly different. The difference is that one might expect going from Varum to Walaba or Varum to Yaraba, right? Like, cultural differences rather than a difference of saying Velthraprini is a teacher versus a god of war, right? It's not that level of difference. It's the difference of how they are worshipped and what they are viewed as. This particular relief, you have never seen anything like it. It is intricate, it is detailed. The style of art is very similar to pieces that you have seen before, but most of those were broken or damaged in some manner. Weather, time, they were outside. This is inside. This is inside a building that has been protected in some manner. Also, perhaps cared for, maybe? In some perhaps manner? The representations you're not 100% sure of, but you can see similar themes of this ruling figure being maybe worshipped, maybe just praised. This question of whether they are semi-divine, are they actually semi-divine, or is it merely a representation caused by the the stylization of the art that's going into this moment? You're not 100% sure. You could make judgments and guesses based on your own understanding of history, but this particular story you have never seen before. The winged helm of the rider in the chariot you have seen before. It is that helm, that kind of winged, and by winged I mean not ones where the wings kind of come out here like really bad Vikings, but I mean like an actual like winged helm where the wings kind of come around the back of the helm and they kind of come up, like a Scythian or a Parthian helmet. Let me see if I can one. Not easily, apparently. Yeah, here we go. In this kind of like curved side swoops that come out to the side and around. But that image has been seen before and repeated. The archaeologists at the university kind of think of that as the ruler of whatever civilization existed on this continent before.
So, authority, triumph, assumption of some sort. And most of the pieces I've seen have exposed. This is preserved. The individual you may be dealing with may be completely out of time. Like that, we're walking into the needs to be done.
What was that, Pope? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can.
I don't know what we're walking into. I don't like it. But whatever happens, it needs to be done.
Yes, well, I guess that's something we both share, right? Regain glory, hidden pre-destruction things. Lich may be sitting on something more dangerous than itself.
Yes, sir. Just have to keep going down.
Keep going down and wondering why something is this far down. We'll keep going.
By estimate, how far down are we at this point?
You've gone down a couple hours at this point. So, given the grade and the pop in your ears, a couple 100 feet, or a couple, no, not 100 feet, a couple 100 yards, maybe a mile or two. Possibly close to 5 miles.
Significantly lower. Well, yeah, no, never mind. That's just 5 miles. That's just gonna be a stupid question. Yeah, okay, thank you.
I mean, you can ask.
No, I can infer by 5 miles / I could see the bottom of the other room. Big disparity there.
There isn't any room to see, right? Because on the outer wall of this ramp that's going downward, that's about 20 to 30 feet across, is this bas relief of this procession. And the inner side of this ramp that's spiral that's going downward is just a giant, like, vertical cylinder of stone.
Mm-hmm.
That's occasionally has these little notches cut out of them that are like, little places where you could put like a lantern or something.
Yeah.
Light points. So there isn't really like a room to see the bottom of.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wish to continue?
We're 5 miles down. How hot is it getting?
It's not hot. It's not as cold as it was at the top, but it's not hot yet. It is also remembering that you did start rather high on that mountain.
Yes.
I would also like to ask a question. It is getting quite late by this point. Do you wish to continue?
We need to find a place to camp if at this point, and we're not camping on an incline. It's just asking for trouble.
So
So
do you
we
want
don't
to try
have-
and get your way to the bottom at this point?
sounds like the best bet.
Everybody else?
We can, yeah, we can keep going. If I mean, if worse comes to worse, um, we can magnificent mansion like in the stairwell if we need to. But it'd
Yes, but
probably be
I'd
better
rather
just
us
to-
not.
Yeah, right, I'd rather not. Yeah. Well, it's better than having us all sleep on the stairwell. So we'll keep going.
It's perhaps another, as you make your way down, another 2 hours before you reach the bottom of the spiral. A good 7, maybe 7 miles under ground from where you started. You open as you come down, and the bas relief continues into this large open area cavern with this large archway, double door. But is it really a double door? No, it looks like it comes vertical down from the wall, and this in the center of this arch door that is a garage door. Look, I can't find a technical definition to describe. Look, you all know what a garage door looks like, and it looks like a garage door. But on the carved on the garage door is this figure in the chariot, holding aloft in his right hand this scepter, and in a left hand, hanging from the middle, the middle and third finger, middle and index finger, are 2 different garlands of flowers and what looks like a skull that, you know how that image of someone inverting a skull so you could drink out of it? Yes, he's holding aloft a skull as if he was going to drink from it. A humanoid type of skull. You can't really make any other determining features about if it was some other species. Elven ears are, mostly external differentials. If it was, you don't see if there are any horns or anything to perhaps be a tiefling or something else, but aloft. And you can see the spread of these skeletal wings that kind of come from his back as he lifts this aloft with these 2 garlands of flower garlands coming from suspended from his fingers as he lifts this skull in one hand and the scepter in the other, leaning with that skull cup towards the viewer in the middle of this, and the scepter raised aloft almost. The outside wall of this bottom point, which opens into this large circular area, maybe a total of like 50 feet in diameter, or 50 feet in radius, 50 feet in radius, accounting for the 20 to 30, 25, 27 foot pathway that you had, plus the central pillar, so it ends up being about 50 feet in diameter. Or radius. And this large door. So you have and you can hear the tinkling of water as you see when you come around this at the bottom of this pillar, across from the large door with the figure aloft. The rest of the bas relief looks like almost an arena, an amphitheater, an open space with seating where massive number of figures are carved and look to be cheering and praising whatever this figure on the doorway is. And there's this natural waterfall that seems to be integrated, that was there naturally, like it was just the crack in the stone and there's a seam of water coming from it that has been purposely integrated into this piece of art to be a part of the rest of this art. Like, you see a number of the figures in the bas relief looking as if they're dipping mugs into it as if it was wine. They're interacting with it, and the bottom of the floor is just this dark granite, polished almost to a shine.
Can we all fit in this room
Yeah,
or
you
in
got
this
about 50.
opening air?
You got about 50-foot radius, round area. So, 100-foot diameter circle.
And it's still pitch black down here, right?
Well, no, you've got a bunch of people who are cast light on themselves, so if,
I mean, if outside of them, it would
Yeah.
be
yes.
okay. It's been 2 hours. We've been walking for 3 hours. We have to take a rest.
I just want to know how this door opens so I can better keep it shut.
You could roll investigation.
Sure. Nope.
Lamau.
I mean, you can tell that it raises and lowers vertically.
Well, Brad is looking at the door. I will feel it's going to tech magic on the figure or our triumph friend in the with the skull.
Okay, cast detect magic.
Mhm.
It is. There is abjuration and transformation magic on that relief on the door.
Well, surprise, surprise. There's enchantment here. There's that one. She'll point at it. Abjuration and transformation. Not necessarily filling me with much confidence in this place. Still.
Transmutation makes sense as either summons a guardian or forms the door. Abjuration is essentially when Blade One delivers the key. To set this off accidentally.
What was that?
Okay.
Do not want
yeah.
to set this off accidentally.
Well, certainly not. I'm in no mood to have another fight. This being late down here, and the first and quite a bit of a hike.
Yes, it's been very much a hike, but same token. And there's the sound of water is coming also from behind this.
The sound of water is coming from that waterfall that's on the directly across the length of the circular space from the doorway.
And how is that draining?
It like falls into a pool, right? Like it's a small waterfall that they look like they've built a pool. And it looks like a rock garden feature. A little bit bigger than that, but the one it looks like in whoever built this space took advantage of what was they were carving down and came across this stream of water and then integrated it into whatever art they created.
And we need to take a rest at the same time. Potential for ambush is great.
Well, ambush or not,
We don't
we
have
can't
much
go.
of a choice.
I don't think anything here is going to be, on terms that we like. We'll have to take what we can get.
So we need to rest then.
I mean, yes. She's looking at I think feels like looking around a little bit. I'm not studied any of these things by any means, but does this thing give you sense of some sort of memorial?
Thing is, we
I,
do not
I
know
just-
how much time Darius has.
I mean, it's a difference between an exhausted army and going into gods know what, and going into the fresh army into God knows what.
It's going into something that's probably going to be even more challenging than what we've had behind us. In the state that we're going to be going, I'll be 100 blunt. You don't look like you're going to last too much if we have, or me, if we don't recover in some way. If you took down your friend and has whatever's here, you can't go in tired, exhausted.
I mean, I'm good in an hour, but like obviously other people need probably a little bit of I as much as I would love to just run in there and save our friend, all we can do is pray that he lasts the night and another day.
Well, if we're calling it early, we'll do something. Casting anti-magic field on myself.
Okay.
It's a 10-foot radius center on me.
Okay.
Walking to the door.
Okay.
Anything happen? Noises, openings.
You can hear a click as if something unlocked.
Open door.
Well, it's unlocked, but you
Big door.
can't open the door now. Because again, like a garage door, it's got to go up.
It's very heavy.
It is very heavy. It is a giant piece of carved stone. Whoever built it designed it with, you're pretty sure, based on the fact that you hear that click with that anti-magic, is that you got rid of the lock, but you also perhaps got rid of any...
Assistance with the door.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Or suppressed it, I guess is the more accurate term.
yeah. All right, well, deal with you tomorrow. I'll dismiss the anti-magic field for now. I guess it's time to cast Magnificent Mansion. People need space. And food. Hot bath.
So who is casting Magnificent Mansion? Whose mansion is going up?
Well, I'm planning on casting mine. We can do both if we want to. That way, everyone's got ample
Everyone
space.
everyone can split up. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, there's no. We'll put on opposite sides of the thing just in case some,
Yeah.
cash, then everybody's in the same pocket dimension.
Just neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay. So while the two of them are casting their Magnificent Mansion, what are you doing, Tibian?
I am on the lookout while they do their stuff, to make sure, it's just nothing attacks us, I guess, is what I'm gonna do while I wait for them to cast the mansion and people start going in.
Can you roll me perception?
I sure can. 20.
With a 20, you realize that the only two well, technically there are three, but really only two entrances to this space at the bottom of this ramp. One, the ramp you came down. Two, the giant doorway with the vertical raised door that you can't at the moment open. Three, the small crack that's allowing the amount of water to come through is like this water feature fountain. Viral and Adama kind of glare at each other as they both assign men to stand at the bottom of the ramp and kind of look upwards. A couple other individuals are staring at the door. You have a large number of bodyguards that are willing to assist you in checking and paying attention to the possibility of ambush, particularly at this point. And as you are looking, doesn't look like there's anything here or anyone coming anytime soon.
I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, not a great thing for our overall plot to move forward and find civilization slash small army of a lich, but at least it's a comfort knowing we're not probably going to be ambushed this very second.
Yeah.
But I will let the others know once the mansions are up. I will also convey that there are 3 openings technically, if we include the one with the water. So to keep an eye out over there also, because we don't know what kind of creatures lurk down here.
Yeah,
or around here. I don't know. I don't know if we're sea level or not.
Probably not yet. Just based on the height of the mountain that you were in and what you saw, you only came down 7 miles.
Only.
But how high up that mountain were you? So, with the mansions cast, who's going where and who gets whom?
Willing to host whoever wants to be there.
Are the brothers, question mark, and gonna split their armies up?
It seems to be the intention, and they're going to split the clerics between the two. Right? So, like, the human fighters and the orc fighters are going to split the clerics and the bards amongst both mansions. Viral and the Dama are going to separate mansions.
All right, I'll take Viral. or Rawl gets.
Viral was going to chill with you. He knows you.
Yep,
he
yeah.
trusts
It's the Bart.
you.
It's the Bart. It's just probably not his first time like definitely not his first time in what the mansion looks like. So it's probably like something probably closer to something that he's used to. So it's fine.
And Adama definitely is going to go towards Vandabris's mansion. Iman and Basri will stick together, but they're going to stick with Adama for the moment.
Mm-hmm. I mean, fair enough.
Well, no, they wouldn't. They would actually, because Dama's going to keep all of the human fighters, which means that the orc fighters are going to go with Viral. So they would go with Viral. Sorry.
I'll go over to I'll choose Vandabris's mansion just because it seems like there's a lot of happy over on Theo's, but a lot of grumpy over at Vandabris's. They need a little bit of.
It's probably good. It's probably good that there's like there's soundproofing between the two. Like you can't hear anything coming out.
You can just feel the bass through the walls.
It's 3 a.m. Keep it down. Fine. We come out, no one slept. It's like this has backfired terribly.
So, what do you do for the night as you bed down?
Before
I think Javi, by the way, would go with Theo. Just
to split evenly. After everyone is in and like safe inside the mansions, Tavian, I forgot my own character's name there for a second. Tavian is going to walk out again and just do a cursory listen, not like she can really see anything. I don't know, maybe she'll ask somebody to cast light on a rock or something so she can see outside. She's going to head over to the little waterfall, and she is going to sit there and she is going to pray to Tamandra. Vivian will sit there and go into like her meditative state and internalize the noise of the water in this very foreign space to find a little bit of comfort and say, I don't know exactly where I am in relation to the sea, although I'm closer than I have been a lot in the mainland, but it feels like I'm miles away at this point. Finally, only comfort in this little water feature. As always, thank you for the comfort that the seas and the water bring. And I would like to ask you to, I don't know how it works between all of you up there, but I would hope that you could lend an eye to what's her friend's name that we're trying to rescue?
Darius.
Darius, thank you. To Darius. I don't know what he's into or what he's up to or what happened for him to be here or for Theo to know him. I don't know if he's good or bad by our standards. but he was my friend, and I am immensely worried for him and his situation. And I know that he is dying. And we're so close. And I would ask if you could just lend an eye, and if he needs an extra boost of strength, if you could put a good word in to his god, to give him that extra little boost of strength to stay alive until we can reach him. I know it's a big ask, but I don't know. He's a good guy. We've had good times. But even if you can't, at least maybe comfort in his passing, if he does pass before we get to him. I'd be forever grateful and in debt to you. Thank you for listening, if nothing else, and I pray that we all get out of here alive, and if not, I look forward to hopefully meeting you at the end.
Could you roll me a religion, please, at advantage based on previous things that have happened?
Sure. Oh, hey, a double digit of 15.
You finish this prayer to Tamandra, and for a brief moment, you smell salt water spray on the air, and then it's gone.
And Tivian will sit there in silence for a little longer, basking in the sound and just hoping to find a little peace in her racing thoughts before she'll get up and head back into the mansion.
The Banderas mansion, not the Theo mansion.
Yeah, the Vandiverse mansion. Although I might like pop in and be like good night to Theo and company.
And I think as you all bed down for the night in these two mansions, we're going to end for tonight. In our quarterfinals, semi-penultimate episode of season 2 of A Song of Agapia's Fortune. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. Thank you to my wonderful players. Thank you to all of the fun that we have been having. I have been quite enjoying this. Let us go around, say where we can find you, share all of your love, and I'll do my spiel at the end, because that's what I do. So why don't we go in reverse order? So, Pope, hey, how are you? How's life going?
I'm doing well, thank you. Hey everybody, Pope here, Pope Robo on Twitter, Pope Robo on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams if you want to see more of this silly face. Well, give another opportunities. Coming up next on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern over on Wandering DM, we are back with more of Montreal by Night as that nears the end of that season. It's not the Ravnos' fault, it's a lot of others. And right now, Artie's in a bad spot. So we'll see if he can dig himself out and what that looks like. Speaking of digging, there was a lot of construction today. Vanderbilt has felt more like Bob the Builder these past two sessions. Awful lot of transmutation magic, and he's just feeling kind of like that. But yeah, no, between Tibian getting us the heads up on the statue and then Theo making it safe to get by, it's been great to be back with the crew. I know Chris had to leave due to some stomach issues, but wishing you well, Chris. And I just need to know more about Guy on Door and if who we're facing is Guy on Door. But we'll have to wait a week. And thank you all so much for being here and waiting with me. Our live VOD YouTube store is nothing without its audience. You're much part of this as we are. Take care of yourselves and one another. See you soon.
Indeed, indeed. You'll have to wait to figure out who things are things. But next up, hey PB, how are you? How's life going for you?
Hi, it's going well. Doing some fun things. This upcoming week is my birthday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I stream over on twitch.tv/PB Plays Inside. Right now, I'm doing a challenge with my friend Nillyline, where we duo some of the most difficult endgame content that is meant for 3 players as a duo. And right now, we are 3 out of 8 of the maps that we need to get through. So it's a great time. We're going to be continuing on with that next week. So that'll be a good time. And no, don't have anything else coming up this week except this wonderful show where you can find me next week on Saturday. And yeah, man, it was a let me just, you know what? You and me, chat, let's just sit here and just admire the descriptions Prax gave us of all of these locations that we went through today. We went through like 3-4 maps that she described beautifully, including the entire story laid out in front of us as we descended down into God knows where, and told an entire story about people we don't know who the F they are right now. But it was very immersive and very much like, oh, I know who you are, except I don't. And I probably should, but like I feel like I do know your vibe here. So if you want to make sure to hear more of Prax's amazing descriptions and locations and stuff like that, make sure you support her over on the Ko-Fi and, you know, maybe pick up all that merch that is super cool and amazing and references a lot of the games that Prax has run in the past year and a half. So yeah, remember to support your local neighborhood Prax.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that shout out. Thank you, PB. You are wonderful. And actually yes, go follow PB and go follow Nilly, because the two of them in Destiny are kind of hilarious together in the best way possible. And it makes for some great times like Monday or Tuesday nights when I'm supposed to be, you know, studying after studying, when I'm just listening. It's like, I'm going to listen to the two of them talk about Destiny stuff and try and defeat this map and then maybe yell at a boss or 6 and be entertained. It's a great time. I think it's great. But last and certainly never least at this table, hello Lynn. How are you? How's life going for you tonight?
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm Lynn. Gremlin art pretty much everywhere on the social. You can find my art there. And next time you'll see me is on next Saturday for here and for Sign Birth of New Gods, where we have to, on 1 p.m. where we still have to fight. We have to fight a thunder god. Great. I mean, we're godlings, but for real, thunder god in a parking lot outside of a pub. So should be interesting. Hopefully, we're doing okay. You never know, but yeah. And yeah, oh, this was so great. I love those those descriptions of the, especially like the art going down the spiral. It, as art person, makes me feel good. As a player going into Doom, it's disquieting. It's like, oh no, this is bringing me bad for us, but it's cool. And I always enjoy I enjoy like the little like solo time that Tibian has. Just like I love like little bits of characters, like, you know, like getting to like say their beliefs and stuff like that, like even as to like just themselves. Those are always really nice. And Brand of Best, I'm sorry, we make you build so much stuff. But Brandibus just is like it's just like just doing it. Just this must be fascinating, but also it's like this none of this is probably very good. And I, as a player, have to apologize to Brandibus because I realized that after Brandibus cast that stone thing, that Pio could have just flew up to that thing and cast detect magic.
Yeah, that was a thing. I loved every minute of it.
Like, oh damn, I'm sorry.
You could have gotten even closer. But and last but certainly not least, Chris was not feeling well and he had to leave us. We hope he feels better. You can follow Chris at Chris Geary on Twitter, and also check out him over on channel Otherdoc for Electric Bastion Land on Tuesday night.
It's Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights. It's a great campaign, beautiful aesthetics, and he gets to play someone who only speaks in gibberish. It's great. Also, there are hats. The bowler has made a reappearance. It is a great thing to see. As for me, hey y'all, you know who I am. I'm at Deirdre Donlin on Twitter, or Prexagorthesmia4 is to see me around here on Twitch. Your wonderful, friendly neighborhood Prax. And yes, we do have a merch store. There is merch that exists in the world and was most recently updated last week to add in, well, how to phrase this? I Survived Lord Math Experience t-shirt. That exists in the world now. Yes, Jim, I agree. His character is awesome. Chris's character in Electric Bastion Land. And yeah, because I lurk in that stream frequently when I can get home on time. And then, so check out the merch if that's something you like. I also have a Ko-Fi, and everything that goes into the Ko-Fi goes in action supporting the channel. The art that you see on the overlay, that was from the wonderful kindness of you guys. All of this software and hardware that goes into running this stream, all of that comes from there. We also have been, so next up, you can find me here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for the final 3 episodes of the final season of Witcher Roads Home. There is the Wild Hunt. There is a siege. There is somebody severely injured that had to be rescued. A very important NPC, perhaps, or at least people who think that she's important. And there is a mage and a druid sweatboxing it out, bonding in the desert. Well, excuse me, they're not sweatboxing because they're technically in a tent in a magical bubble that is that controls the temperature, but they're in the middle of the desert bonding by themselves. I'm sure everything will be fine. But if you want to check that out, or if you've missed any of this, or if you missed any of tonight, you can check out the YouTube that has all of these wonderful videos and all the streams that I do in beautiful, nice, neat little playlists. You can find me then Monday night with Pope and Trooper over on Wandering DM as we for Montreal by Night, and it is not the Ravnos' fault. The Ravnos has legitimately done absolutely nothing wrong her entire life, A, and B, has been the one cleaning up everybody else's mistakes. Everyone else is like, really? Really? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So check that out on Monday over at 8:30 p.m. over on Wandering DM. We've also been doing random pop-up streams, or I have, as I do some house builds, both for NPCs and for players, for the upcoming game that I will be running called Carousel Court. It is a Southern Gothic urban fantasy game set in Savannah, Georgia, starting in 1945 and running through the year 2000. If you missed out on any of those, I've had some wonderful guests who've come to help me build some wonderful, beautiful houses and add some beautiful color to this world in this wonderful story that I'm building. Thursday we had the wonderful Elaine from Elaine Bryan's Art come and is officially hashtag the Cursed House. And then on Friday, if you've missed it, it'll be going up on YouTube probably tomorrow, maybe Monday. Eugenio DM Jazzy Hands came and brought some more color and beautiful story to this beautiful game that we are building. Next week, we're not going to have any of those because I'll be out of town for most of the week. But the following week, on Thursday and Friday, I will be doing have two guests to build 2 new NPCs. And I can't wait to introduce you to those guests because they are fabulous and wonderful, and you should appreciate them because they're wonderful people. But to find out about those, you should follow my Twitter because I always post where I'm going to be and the fun, wonderful, fabulous folks like these fine people right here that I get to hang out with and tell stories with. You are indeed a wonderful and fabulous. And so, with that, that is where we are going to end for tonight. Let us see if there's anybody out in the universe we could go raid. Not really. Does anyone else? I don't see anybody up still tonight. Up still tonight. Nope. Alright then, we're not going to raid anybody, and we're just going to say goodnight. And until next time, have fun. Bye.